Welcome to the
Epic Show.
Warning. You're about to embark on an adventure of epic proportions. Buckle up, bucko. You're now tuned in to the Epic Show. With your hosts, Gabe and Dave. Coming to you live from the Epic Center.
Welcome to episode 12 of the Epic Show. We're currently live from the freezer at Costco because it's so cold in this room. We're in a thick winter 80s jacket.
You're not strong enough.
Well, clearly not. That's always been an issue between us, is that I've never really been able to withstand the cold that you can tolerate. Because like the average person, will like sit around 68, 70 inside their home. Mm-hmm. But like you're more of like a 50.
Yeah, I'm more of a 63.
The 62 is like your compromise to like the average person.
Yeah.
It's just.
What did I say to the waitress tonight? And I was like, have you ever heard of Henry Clay? I was like, no. He's the great compromiser.
Oh yeah.
I was like, when a good compromise is whenever both parties are dissatisfied with something, and so that's a compromise.
You're sweating and I'm freezing, and that's the compromise.
That I would be dissatisfied, and you would also be dissatisfied. That's a good compromise.
That's not good.
It's a good compromise. No, compromises aren't good. But
no, you compromise, you meet in the middle, and you're both.
It would be considered
somewhat happy.
No.
Yeah.
A compromise.
Is finding a temperature where we're both like tolerable. Not we're both suffering.
When we're both dissatisfied. Slightly. Slightly, but it doesn't ruin. It doesn't compromise the whole situation. And that's true. That's true.
Dissatisfaction is a very common theme in this episode.
Yes.
And
let me tell you
within the last 6 hours.
Let me tell you something about our dinner tonight, dude. So
dinner.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
This is at a restaurant at Marietta Square called Piastra.
We're putting them on blast. We do not care about
because
they deserve every hate.
Just bear with us, dude. So me and Dave would go in just for an appetizer and a drink. And,
as you do.
Right? It's romantic. And we were going to go meet our friends at a bar right after. And so I got the bruschetta. And normally bruschetta comes as chopped up tomatoes with balsamic vinaigrette on it and like feta cheese crumpled on top.
Normally. You would expect that to be the case.
This place, it gives you a piping hot bowl of goat cheese and with
sorts.
one baby tomato chopped up in it. And I was like, okay, like whatever.
You're like, okay, all right, I can deal with this, I guess.
Yes. And so it comes with bread, right? And the bread, I picked up the first bread and I flipped it over. Like the front one half was okay. It was a little bit green, so that's why it was very green.
Actually, like if we taped it on this wall, we could key it out and make a green screen out of it.
Yes, exactly. And I flipped it over, and it no longer was green. It was black. Like it was disgustingly black. Like it was.
It was weird because it was like, yeah, it was black from being burned, but it almost like wasn't. It was almost just black.
It was almost like
somehow.
Just black bread. It was like, disgusting.
Because it didn't really look like burn marks. It just looked like black bread.
Right. And it was so bad that my waitress, she noticed.
She's like, oh no.
She was like,
Yeah.
So she took it back, right, to the chef, and this chef's name is this chef. His name is right.
Okay, you're throwing the name out.
Yeah, I do not like this guy.
Okay.
So his name is, and he's known for being like a pompous little bitch. I used to hear like rumors of this guy saying that if Gordon Ramsay came into his kitchen, he would make Gordon Ramsay look like a fool.
Yeah.
Do you like that is
that would never happen.
Unbelievable. And I'll tell you why that's unbelievable.
Gordon Ramsay would be screaming at that guy.
Because after that black bread got sent, you want to see the replacement bread?
We have it right here.
I have the replacement bread.
It looks worse than before. It literally came like that, as with a giant fist hole.
It looks like somebody punched a hole through this bread, and somehow it's still green.
Still green.
like dude, how do you fuck up bread? You call yourself a chef?
It's black, green, with holes.
With holes? Like, why are you grilling bread? and
he's like flipping it.
He's like, yeah, it's like a flapjack. Dude, and my waitress took that piece of bread back to him.
Yeah, because like it was worse.
And was like, yo, dude, like, what are you on?
What is wrong with you?
And you know what he told her? He said, the bread is just so fresh. Like, that's just how it comes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It just
falls apart upon picking up like a cookie or like a something.
Then I said, okay, to the waitress, can I talk to the chef? He declined.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't come out there. He didn't want to face his fear, right? Little did he know that he just served the worst piece of bread to the most epic podcast that's ever been.
He's gonna. We tried to have him defend himself.
I called the restaurant and I was like, hey, would the chef be willing to call me on the phone to be on the podcast so we can talk about
just talk it out and
just talk about the bread, right? Like
the bread incident, if you will.
Yes, exactly. And his response was fuck no.
Because he knew he was about to ruin everything.
It would have been so much better if you had been willing to talk with us about this. Like, but you have just chosen the pride of your quote unquote chef job and shitty ass bread service.
Dude, he's broke.
It broke.
Because the cheese like dissolved into it, I guess.
Dude, I think it's because it's flimsy ass. It's flimsy ass bread from a flimsy ass chef.
Flimsy ass bread.
Flimsy. Look at this goofy all bread. Look at this goofy all bread.
Goofy all would be somewhat enjoyable. This
is just repugnant. Like this is abhorrent. Piastra is getting a live Yelp
We're
review.
Yelping it real hard.
Are you logged in on Yelp? You have a
yeah.
The fact that I heard rumors of him being able to bitch Gordon Ramsay and that's a wild statement first. And then me going in there, like being like, well, let's see what it's all about. He's got big talk, right?
Yeah.
Didn't have big balls though.
Didn't have bread
Not
skills.
A hint of balls.
Well, maybe he's just,
dude.
You know, bread is just like his shortcoming in his chefing skills, and maybe he's just like a really good calamari chef.
Oh, yeah. I guess we would know if he was a good calamari chef because you got the calamari, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
how
recalling
was that?
The repulsiveness of it.
Oh, yeah. I remember it looked like uncooked.
It was alive still, I think.
Dude, it was so unseasoned.
And it was like thrown in the fryer for like 3 seconds, and then they're just like, hey, they need the food. And oh, okay. And just put it on the plate.
It was lighter than like the light that's shining on us right now. It was there was not even a peppercorn.
The suctions were still there and everything. Well,
Yeah,
like, I get like that's how it's supposed to be sometimes, but like
not
usually the
the
fryness like covers that up. But
it was like almost grilled. Some of those pieces looked grilled. That was disgusting.
I gotta Yelp this place. They definitely have some fake reviews here.
Oh,
because
100%, and they're probably gonna scrub
3.8 stars. We need a picture. We'll add that in later.
Yeah, we'll add a picture in later.
All right, 1 star, obviously. You want to?
If I could give
this off,
yeah.
Me and my partner.
When my partner and I decided to go here for a drink and app.
For a drink and app combo. Parentheses, we are not lovers. We are just friends.
That's good. That's good.
Upon entry, we noticed a rancid vibe
due to the fever dreamish decor.
There was literally like a random horseshoe like above the door.
It was so
and then just like
strange.
weird pictures like thrown around.
And like, okay, so if you're walking by this restaurant, you can look in, and you know how like there's raises at windows,
like
to put mannequins in,
where you put mannequins and display things to like interest.
That was 2 tables with nothing. Like, you just looked out and you could see somebody walking by as you're like eating mid spaghetti,
and you can just see their like terrible reactions. Like, you're like, I don't want to go in there.
Like, not only do you have to eat that food, now you're being put on display. It's almost like there's this episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it was like trying to help like crime go down, and you had to like whatever, if you like stole from a store, you would have to wear like a sign and walk outside the store for like a certain amount of hours, like, I'm a thief of this establishment. Like,
I am a Piasco's customer.
Yeah, I'm a Piastra's customer, and you're just snap dab right there in the public view. Dude, that is embarrassing. Like,
wait, I have a line. They're gonna not recover from this line.
Okay.
The restaurant is known as, was it Piasco's? Piastras.
Piastra.
Piastras. But it should be called. It doesn't. I thought it was Piasco's. It doesn't work with the rhyme. I was gonna say fiasco.
Say mid-Astra.
Mid-Astra.
Chef has a keen ability to fuck up bread.
I don't know if it'll let me curse. Yeah. Up bread. Dude, I have to close this bread because it reeks. Dude, it's bad.
This bread, like, I opened it for other people too at a bar, and they were like, "Oh, dude, you gotta close that." They're like, "That bread smells like up dog." Like,
how bad did he F up, you may ask? Try having black, green, and
gangrene substances oozing off the bread,
with a massive hole and strange substances leaking
and emitting odors.
Emitting strong odors. My partner received nearly live octopus titled calamari.
Have heard
this is
the owner is racist.
Oh yeah,
because I used to have a friend who worked there, and he was moving apartments, and the owner of Piastra, he told him, his advice for him was like, because my friend was like, "Dang, dude, like, I'm really busy moving." He was like, "I don't even know if we can say the slur. It's a slur for Hispanic people."
Yeah, it starts with a W,
ends with a B,
and backs.
Yeah,
so you probably know.
And he was like, "Just get the WBs to do it. That's what I always do."
Racist.
That's what he said.
As fuck.
Like, what are you like? You're in the workplace, bro. Like,
not
chill.
to mention, somebody died. In this establishment.
Yeah, we got to put that in there.
I didn't know about this until you told me.
I knew about this. I've known about Piastra's lore for a while. Also, a customer died.
In all caps.
A customer died due to
Was it overcooked steak?
Not being able to chew on the steak.
Being able to chew the overcooked steak.
And guess what? You want to know what this is? This is the real tea. You know what those? Okay, so it was a guy there. The guy who died was there with his 2 brothers, right? You know what they were there for?
What?
Celebrating him beating a stroke.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They were celebrating him beating a stroke. And guess what? They were open. They were open the next day.
They just didn't. Nothing. No one talked about it.
I don't think that there's even a post about it or anything.
They
like
just
that.
probably said, "Oh yeah, he had another stroke or something." Like,
it wasn't my food. It wasn't my food. It
definitely wasn't my rock steak.
No,
that I fed him. This is the worst dining experience.
This was actually like terrible. Like
never
it was terrible.
Go here, and we can attach that photo later. Posting review.
Sounds good.
So go ahead if you want to like
you
that.
Guys can't just live and
works.
define. If you guys think that no one is going to call you out for your terrible business strategies, your terrible food, like everyone that I've ever talked to that has eaten Piastre food says it sucks.
Like, I don't know why you took. Well, our friend worked there. That's why.
Yeah, I just wanted to go see my friend, but it sucks.
It was really bad, actually.
And it was his first time, and I wanted it to go well.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Anyway, that's Piasco's the worst Italian restaurant in all of the land.
And Marietta Square, don't go there.
Yelp it. Give it an awful.
Actually, no. I want people who listen to this in the area to go there and then leave an honest Yelp review.
Yeah, leave your
if it's
actual
good,
opinion.
If it's good, go ahead and leave that. Yeah. But I want you to go there, and I want you to tell them the Epic Show sent you. I want you to tell Chef that the Epic Show sent you.
From a special note. All right, before we get more pissed, well, we had another interesting occurrence because after that we went to the gas station to pick up a couple. You know, I got my cherry Coke, and you got your Pib Extra.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I wish I brought it.
And I was like taking a long time to decide what I wanted because I was like, I wanted like a bigger one and I couldn't find one.
Yeah, we were just like in the fridge, like looking at all the drinks.
Yeah, we were there for like a minute, and then out of nowhere, someone's just like,
some NPC appeared from behind us,
just like
bellowed this
emitted
cough
something.
Or yawn.
I was like
super loud, like he tried to make it this loud.
I was like astounded. I like looked behind Gabe and I looked right at him.
I looked at him too.
It's like this old dude.
And he was just like,
yeah, just staring at us. And then I was like, I'm just gonna go.
It was so funny because I looked at him and I looked back at David, and David like scooted over so that like maybe if he knew what he wanted, he could go up in there and like get what he wanted.
Yeah.
And then
he
stayed there, and me and David looked at each other, and we just left. We immediately started dying laughing, like
that was so funny.
In the guy's face, like it was hilarious.
I'm just gonna.
And go. After we paid and went back, like and left the store, he was still in the corner looking at the drinks. I saw that. I was like,
"This is my corner for drinks that I take too long to pick out."
And I guarantee you, he picked something rancid.
Oh yeah,
he probably picked Mountain Dew, something like that.
Well, apparently that's what people.
A lot of people like Mountain Dew. Y'all need to get that checked.
I never really had Mountain Dew like that.
People say it's like the nectar of the gamers. And it's like
I thought that was
Call of Duty.
Is it Mountain
maybe?
Dew? Oh, it is Mountain Dew. That's the gamer drink. Yeah. I was thinking of something else, but
that's the Call of Duty.
Yeah,
gamers.
like the quick scope 360. Like
yeah, I think the era is over. Like,
that's dead.
Find yourself a new pop if you're a real gamer. Like
real gamers drink cherry Coke.
And real gamers also play Overwatch. So
yeah, because we'll get into that in a second, but because we had a lot of
yeah, that was meant to be a segue.
Okay, but because I did a couple of weddings this weekend, which is a. I help my friend.
David's thoughts on weddings.
I hate seeing people be happy and getting married, but yeah, I helped film because I helped my friend Hatman Media film some weddings. I was just a second shooter, And
we're not tagging him, by the way.
Dude. They're just like, I always like, we'll split off and like, I'll go with the groom and film them like growing up.
Wait,
and
he always goes with the bride?
Yeah. I didn't really pick up on that until now.
What a sleazeball. Wait, does he go like in their like rooms?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
And then I'm stuck with the dudes like changing
media.
And then
I'm sick dog.
And he knows these people. Like he grew up with these people usually. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, my first time meeting them is me with a camera while they're changing and talking and trying to have a good time before they get married.
Like those are like his friends.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, and you know me, like I'm not going to go up and be like, I've gotten a little better, but like, hey guys, I'm just going to film you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
And they kind of just look at me and don't say anything. Yeah. And it's just always weird. Like being an introvert with a camera is just destined to be weird. Like always.
Yeah.
It's like the dude from Stranger Things, like in season 1, he always has a camera and he gets made fun of. He looks like a freak because you're taking pictures of people and you don't say anything. Like you just look weird. And the first wedding that I ever did with him, man, and I didn't really know. Like he just told me, like, "Oh yeah, just get B-roll." Which, if you don't know, mansplain it, it's just like
I don't know what B-roll is.
Oh, it's just B-roll is just extra footage that you will throw up on top of like, you know, like when you see the news and they're like, the car crash today, and they'll show like B-roll of the the aftermath, you know, something like that. And I did have a car crash in a sense socially, but because I was
happened?
I was just walking around filming things, like getting shots of the wedding, like people coming in, people talking, having a good time. And I found my way into this like room, which like a bunch of people were hanging out in, like young people, like I guess like the bridesmaids, I don't know, the groom's friends and stuff. Like
not sure the roles of a wedding, but
I don't really get invited to much. I just film them. So. And they're like, they weren't changing, but like they looked like they were about to change or had changed, you know, stuff like that. And they're drinking and stuff. And I'm just in there like filming, not saying anything to them. Like and I'm in the corner too. And eventually some girl like they're like pointing at me, and I like try to peek away like I wasn't just recording them. And then they're just like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I've never seen him."
What do you mean, who is that? I'm clearly here working.
I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And eventually they're just like, hey, who are you? And I'm just like, just filming. And they're just like, what are you filming? Like, can you not? Or something like that.
What?
Like, I don't remember the full conversation, but I was like, oh, sorry. You too. Like, not really. I was just
How
like,
about
sorry.
you ask the bride if
like,
this day wants to be recorded or not? Like, you don't feel comfortable with me recording you here? Like,
I'm just like, it's always so awkward every time.
Sucks.
Like, I don't know these people. Like, I'm not one to like go and introduce myself to like anyone. I just want to film. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah,
I just want to film and do my job and get out of there.
Right. I mean, it would have gone way better if you were like entered the room and been like, "Hey, like I got hired by this, and like I'm just gonna get a couple shots."
Yeah, you would.
But that's too much for an introvert. So.
And like, I also sometimes like I need to kind of direct them to like get a shot, like like have them looking out the window and stuff like that. And it's just always a terrible experience because like I always have to go up to them as he's like talking to his best friends, like drinking, they're chilling, like watching baseball. And I'm like, "Hey man, can we just step outside real quick? I know you don't know me at all and I'm really awkward and weird, but do you mind just stepping outside?
Could you please stand underneath this mistletoe?"
And we just got to do a couple shots. And I don't really know. My name's David, by the way. And it's not a good experience.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
But it's, I got to help out my boy Ham.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good side money.
Yeah. You got paid good. So.
Oh, yeah.
Good weekend of bread. That reminds me of this YouTube video that me and Patrick watched yesterday.
Okay.
And first of all, we fell back down the rabbit hole of, I love watching people get maced.
Oh, yeah. You recently, you showed me a whole TikTok. You looked at the TikTok hashtag Mace and just watched all of it.
I love seeing people pipe up and be like all big and bad, and then just maced, and then they just turn into
instantly like
little children, like crying, like hold my hand, like give me some water.
Invention.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting maced like this week, so watch out. But
you're getting maced?
No, I'm gonna get maced. Someone else is gonna
Karma.
get maced eventually. Like maybe shift, but
yeah.
So we watched this one guy's video. Like if you look up maced, like a common search is First Amendment audit. So
what?
yes,
like free speech or
filming like in public.
Oh,
so like this guy is a menace, dude. Like he sucks realistically, but he'll show up to like public buildings. He lives in Vermont. He'll show up to public buildings and he'll just have a camera and just walk in and start asking people questions. Like he, for no reason, like just, it's called a First Amendment audit because he's like, I'm just here like, expending my right to film on public property.
Okay.
So he's just like looking for trouble. Kinda. Yeah. And they always have an issue with it. Like the workers there, like they like cover like themselves. Yeah. So like, what are you doing? Like he's like, I'm just auditing my First Amendment, right?
What a weird way to say you're filming somebody.
Yeah. And the cops get called. In this one video that I saw, he was filming and he always had issues with like people, like men coming in, like, why are you filming me? Like yada, yada, yada. And he was like, I'm public property. So, and the cops got called 3 times in the span of like 2 hours, and they would come back and be like, all right, man, like I understand you're not doing anything, like whatever. They're clearly annoyed with him.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like
I got to deal with this.
It's not illegal, but you're just being really annoying right now.
Yeah.
This one guy finally gets pissed enough to be like, he ran at him. It was like a big dude with a beard. So, he was about to throw down. And he was like, I didn't consent you to photocopy me. That's what he said.
Photocopy? That
was my favorite. And I was like, all right, this guy definitely needs to get maced now. But the guy with the camera has mace.
Here comes the mace.
The guy with the camera has mace.
He has the mace? Oh, my God.
He always did. He has like hundreds.
POV mace.
He has like probably like 50 videos of him doing this shit. And he maces somebody every video. He'll go up to people's jobs and shit. Yeah.
Just filming them, hoping that they like
will come and attack him so he can mace them. And he does. He does it. He does it. But this guy ran up to him and like was literally about to beat his ass. And then he just goes, and just turned him into a bitch. Oh, it was so funny.
You never see him going up filming people at the swim meet though, because they got the goggles ready to counter him.
You would never go film somebody at the YMCA swimming pool. That's so true. The funniest part of the videos that we watched was it shows him like getting out of his car and like going, and he's walking just towards somebody, just a random job, like with like forklifts and stuff, and it's like him, and he's like just walking up, and then just him filming. In like 3 minutes, people start coming out. Dude, I scrubbed, like I skipped ahead.
And all you see is people covering their eyes. Literally,
7 minutes in, the whole company was out there like this, looking at him. And Patrick was like, it only took 7 minutes for him to piss off that whole job. And then
just walking with a camera.
Yes. And this one guy like took it way too far and like approached him, and like, I'll have to show you the clip because we're going to have to put it in. He like is standing there. He's like, what's good, Holmes? Like, what's good, Holmes? I'll fucking beat your ass right now. And like calls him like the F word and like all this stuff. And he pretends like he's walking away. This like random construction worker pretends like he's walking away, and then pulls something out of his pocket, 360s, like without looking, like 360 no scope, throws something at the guy with the camera, and then just keeps on walking. Called him a bitch and kept on walking. I don't know. It looked like
why he 360 threw a object at somebody.
I don't know, dude. It's so weird. But he did mace somebody in that too. It wasn't him.
Casual mace.
Yeah. Like the cops get there and they're like, oh God. Like they know this guy. Like they know like if someone comes up to him and fucks with this camera, they're gonna get maced. And it's like it's legal.
You're gonna just buy a mace and then just go up to people
With a camera.
not even with the camera. You're just like, oh, I'm just do that anyway.
I'm just gonna stand here.
Just wait for somebody to do something to cross my legal boundaries so I can attack
So
them.
I can just. I also watch
First Amendment.
bear mace videos. People have bear
Oh my
mace that
goodness.
you can buy and use on people too, and it's way worse.
Why is that okay? To
It
just do
lasts
to
like
people?
3 hours on a human. Usual mace lasts like 30 minutes to an hour, but this like fucks up their whole week.
You just gotta like you get mace like at a bar with your friends, and you
It's
just
like
gotta.
a huge can.
They all have to just wait with you for like an hour for it to wear off, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh,
You usually got to call the ambulance.
oh wow,
Mm-hmm. It feels like anthills in your eyes. They say.
fire ants.
Yeah,
That is horrible.
yeah. Yeah, but that's what I've been into on the internet.
Something.
I think you need mace at these weddings. You're just
Yeah,
standing
just-
there with the camera and you're just like,
Anybody's like, who are you?
oh, you maced the groom.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, like he was really emotional for his wife. He's like, nah, got maced by the videographer. And then they point to me over there, and I'm just like, super
You got it
stern.
up. Like,
Yeah, I'm just like ready for anybody.
oh, that'd be so funny.
Imagine like
Got maced on his wedding.
eventually it just turns into like the entire extended family like charging me, but I just like all like
you have a mace
attacking-
bomb that you throw down and you disappear in it.
just like a like the entire ceremony like size amount of bomb of
Yeah.
mace just
Smokes out like the whole
everybody-
church.
granny in her wheelchair, like all of them.
Kill people.
Oh yeah, the kids,
God.
and I'm just filming all of it. I'm like,
And you turn the camera and you're like, videography never stops.
and I look at Hampton and I'm just like, is that good?
Hampton's like,
Yeah, he's like, I can never invite this guy again.
no. Oh,
But
God.
you probably needed mace for this situation. You told me about this, and you're like, dude, I got to talk about this. I don't know why.
This was in 2016.
Oh, okay. I thought it was recent.
No, this is in 2016. My best friend in high school, he was like really smart, and he had studied abroad with his family, right? Who lives in France,
Okay.
and they had a son of the same age. So he studied abroad like his freshman year of high school over there,
Yeah.
and then so it was the other guy's turn to come here.
So they're swapping.
They swapped, yeah. They studied abroad, and
So this guy's fully accumulated into France.
oh, this guy's French.
He's fully French. Okay.
Yeah, like he spoke some good enough English to argue with me.
Oh, okay. So
but-
he was like his whole life.
yeah,
Okay.
and he came here, and you know it was cool. Like he was clearly like a nerdy guy. Like he wasn't like he didn't really laugh that much, and like it was like like my friend who was he was like smart, but he was also a memer. But like he
Yeah.
had trouble like balancing the two sometimes. Like he was either like full on like serious smart guy, like businessman.
Yeah.
He's a businessman now. He's not too much of a memer anymore. But
Can't really be both.
yeah, but whenever he hung out with me, he was a memer. And he was this guy, the French guy. He was the whole trip. He would talk because he was there for like 2 months, so I got to know him pretty well. He was cool.
Where was this, by the way? Is this at school or?
No, he lived with my friend down the road from me. He was my
Okay,
neighbor.
so you just at
He was-
their house.
Yeah, but I was at his house every day,
Okay.
just talking to the guy. And I would ask him terrible questions. He would get so annoyed with me and like go to bed.
At like 4 p.m.
I would ask him like stupid French questions,
like what?
stuff like I don't even remember, but like stuff that's like clearly like I'm just like memeing on. Like
Yeah.
I'm like it's a true French girls don't like shave their armpits.
You're like, how many baguettes do you eat in a
Yeah,
day?
yeah,
Like,
literally that type of
Terrible.
shit. And he would like cuss underneath his breath in French and stuff. And
Like second.
he didn't like me. He thought I was like an unruly beast, and which I was.
Well, yeah.
And
Pretty accurate description.
Yeah. And it was getting near the end of the trip, and he was like, dude, I really have to get these gifts for my brothers at the mall. He had like 5 brothers. And I was like, he wouldn't tell me what the gifts were like the whole time.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, like whatever. So we get there, we get to like Polo in Macy's, and he was buying them underwear. Like, I'm talking like,
is this the French guy
10 pairs per brother. Like, he was like, these they're much cheaper in the US. And I was like, I was like, this is like what you were telling me about? Like, at first I was pissed, and then I looked at the tag, and these underwear from the mall were $17 each. And I was like, no. I was like, these are not cheaper.
Yeah, no.
I was like, these are not
pay
cheaper.
for underwear?
What? Yeah, what are underwear there? Like, you had to come to a whole other country to buy underwear.
That's
like,
his whole reason for his trip.
that's what
bulk up
it
on underwear.
Basically turned into that. And like, I don't know what underwear. How much is underwear in France? Like $40. Like,
Right.
But he got
size?
so much. Like, he spent like, I'm not even joking. Like, probably like over $500, like, to take back.
That $17 per 10. That's a lot on.
Yeah. And I was like so angry, and we got into a full argument in the store, and like the employees would come over and like ask if like we needed security or something like that.
Goodness.
Or like, because I was like, he was like balling up his fists and getting red, like, because I was like, this is an idiotic thing to do. I was like, you need to go get Hanes or something, like for like $2 a piece. Like,
you don't need
polo underwear from the mall. Like, I was explaining to him, like, I was looking up like the French dollar, and like I was like, it's not even that big of a difference. Like, I was like, these are way more expensive. Dude. I was like, you make no sense.
So these weren't gifts for his brothers. Like, these, he was just trying to, or what?
They were gifts for his brothers, because I guess that's what French people do. They give shitty ass gifts like underwear because they're cheaper here. I don't know. It pissed me off though, and like,
and you're screaming at him.
And that was and I think like that was the last time I saw him until they took him to the airport. But yeah, he was like, he was screaming at me, like, and calling me an idiot and shit. And like,
when he thinks of Americans, he
probably thinks of me.
He's like,
he's like, they suck.
Yeah. He probably tells people about you. Just,
he
I'm
probably
never going back to America.
Yeah. Wearing his like $30 underwear.
Yeah, he's wearing like 3 stacks on top of each other.
It pissed me off so bad, too. Like, fuck that guy.
Maybe he just like shits his pants all the time, and he just needs like 40 pairs of underwear on deck to
I don't know
them.
what the French, I don't know what the French
I think maybe
disposable
that is a French thing,
policy is, but it can't be good.
maybe he thinks you can only wear them once and you throw them away.
Maybe. I don't know. He's like, I need good quality, strong underwear.
So I can wear it for 3 days instead of 2. They last longer.
Yeah, it's basically shit. Whatever.
Man.
But yeah, that was my argument with that guy. And my friend was like, nah, I mean, he was like, I saw your point, but I mean, just let him do it. I was like, you're right. Whatever.
But Gabe was not one to let something like that happen.
If there's one thing about me is if I see you're doing something idiotic, I will
make it
scream about it and piss my pants about it and make it known that
and everyone will know.
And I will make you feel like a lesser person for doing so.
But I mean, you can't.
I can't believe you're doing this.
You can't just let them do it, though.
Somebody's got to be there.
A bad friend would let your friend do something idiotic.
A bad friend would let you buy all that underwear. I agree. I was the only one. I was the only one that was there for him.
Yeah,
I think
maybe that's what he remembers you for. Maybe that's the positive turnout.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know what? That Gabe guy wasn't too bad. He just wanted me to spend my money wisely.
Like, maybe I should call that guy for some financial, some financial tips.
But another thing that happened this week, if you know you watched our Gamer Rage segment a couple episodes ago, we talked about how we got back into Overwatch.
Yep.
And Overwatch 2 came out.
Perfect timing.
Is not good for us.
No.
It's good for the gaming, but not for
That's all we do now.
the opposing teammates and people in the team chat. It's not good for them.
Yeah, no.
But
just wait till I switch to PC and I have a keyboard.
oh no. The moment Gabe
He sees me like
the amount of reports that he's reported people just
yeah.
for being bad.
They have a report section. They have like a report reason for gameplay sabotage.
Yeah. You always click that.
And I always click gameplay sabotage if like my healer's like under a certain amount of healing.
Yeah.
Or like if the healer's doing more damage than me, like
because you don't like. I don't think you knew at the time like how to switch to team chat. So you're just like sometimes you would be typing.
I would stop in like in the middle.
Yeah, like I would run by you as like I respawn and I see you standing still and I'm like, oh god, he's typing.
Because I have to pull up the keyboard on Xbox and go like,
yeah, you're like pushing one word at a time, and then after 5 minutes, you're just like, you suck. Like, we could have won the game if you weren't
I'm
typing
like,
that.
Lucio, uninstall.
Yeah,
and that takes me like a good like 40 seconds to type on Xbox.
Something that's definitely not good for you is that they announced that they like record game chat now.
Yeah.
So
I've been having to dial it back.
like everything that you say. So like if somebody reports you and like, I guess they want to look at it. I don't know. They'll pull up the recording of you calling them slurs and not you, but like whenever the person like saying all terrible things, like which people do on these games.
Oh yeah.
Like
Overwatch is one of the most toxic games ever.
Yeah.
And like now that they have like a transcript of what you're saying,
right.
it's like
you're
really
going
fucked.
to court and you're screwed.
Yeah.
And like you we were in game chat with our friend and you were just talking about you guys were fighting about who was worse at the game or something.
Yeah.
And
As we
like,
always do.
And you're like, I'm gonna come over there and wring your little neck. Or something. And then I was like, well, you know that they record game chat,
I think I was
right?
talking about like fucking him or something. And like,
You're like, pull down your little
pull
pants.
down your little boy pants, stick your in you, something like that. And like,
and then that's when
and he was like, I'm reporting you. He was like, I'm gonna see how many games I can play with you and get you banned.
I just imagine like the Blizzard employee who has to like cycle through all the game chat recordings and he hears that and he's like, he goes to his coworker and he's like, should I ban this guy? And be like, no. You don't want that guy coming here.
Because I'll pull up to Blizzard too.
Yeah.
I'll pull up to Blizzard. My favorite one that I saw recently was it was like a meme and it was on the Reddit for Overwatch. And it was for Overwatch 1. And he was like, I got banned and I emailed them why. And they were like, oh, well, we usually don't send the transcripts, but for this one, we saved this for you. And he said, he told this other guy on his team, he was like, Lucio, I'm going to kidnap you, lock you in my closet, and make you forget how to eat. And they banned him. Dude,
forget how to eat.
That's fucked up, dude.
Starving somebody so much
you forget how to eat.
You don't even remember how to chew anymore.
I love gamer rage, dude. Especially like creative gamer rage.
Yeah, people come
like
up
that.
with like those creative, like terrible things to say to somebody.
Make you forget how to eat. Like, what?
I don't even know like what that implies.
No.
But it terrifies me.
Oh my god.
Dude, Overwatch, I didn't get to talk about some of my other like rage moments from that game, but something I didn't get to mention in that episode is when I used to play ranked on that game back on my PS4, I wasn't connected to Ethernet like I am now, which if you're an online gamer, you need to be using Ethernet, by the way, if you want to win. But I didn't have Ethernet back then. And I don't know if you guys have ever had issues with this, but apparently like depending on where the microwave in your house is, the radio waves somehow can interfere with Wi-Fi.
Which I only think this was an issue for you. I've never heard this.
I Googled it and everything, and it's like, yeah, like sometimes certain radio or microwave frequencies can disrupt Wi-Fi. And I'm like, okay. I guess like the angle of the router to microwave to my room,
PS4
like interconnected or something. I was in a ranked game and I took these ranked games serious at the time. Like this was
you were really good too.
I'm gonna go back home. Yeah, I was grinding and I was like, I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna pwn some people in the rank, and that's what I looked forward to.
Yeah,
and then I'm in the middle of a game, like intense match, like I'm zoned in completely. Like all I see is this game, and then like Wi-Fi goes out, and leaving a ranked game in Overwatch is a big no. Like you'll get banned, you'll get
all types of
eventually if it happens so many times, like your account's just like done. You can't play ranked. So I was like, what is going on? Like it would happen a lot, and I didn't know like what
you didn't know what it was. Yeah,
I would go downstairs and like unplug the Wi-Fi, plug it back in, try to get back in the game before, and like eventually I realized because my parents love to just cook microwave potatoes at 9 p.m. at night, like for whatever meat. Like there's no meal, it's just a potato, and like I freaking learned like the potato microwave.
The potato was knocking you off the game.
Was knocking me off the internet, and I was livid.
Whenever David rages at a game, you know it's time to put it down.
Yeah,
because either he's been playing for too long or he's taking it too serious.
Right. Which like I don't rage like I did back then, but
I could only imagine like you going downstairs.
Dude, I would go downstairs
and, like your mom and dad
probably
like,
in my underwear.
Yeah, your mom and dad are like looking into the microwave and it's just one potato.
They're just watching it slowly rotate. Like
after you get knocked off a game.
Eventually, I put a little because they didn't understand. Like they don't understand like what that is, or I would tell them like, yeah, like the microwave is messing with the Wi-Fi. I googled it, and they're like, okay, whatever. And then they're like, well, maybe it won't work with if I do it with popcorn. And they cook popcorn and kick me off the game. And like I ended up putting like a sticky note like every time I was about to play. And I was like, please do not use microwave.
Microwave is no longer usable after 10 p.m.
Yeah. Like imagine me just like a snobby little kid like who's playing a video game like, yeah, you guys can't use a microwave in your own home, by the way. I think at one point I went down there and unplugged it because I was so furious. Like I just grab the potato and just throw it on the ground and stomp on it like, enough! But I was so like confused and mad before I figured it out. I was like, what is going on?
Because there's no reason. Like you don't think that like the microwave is throwing you off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how you put two and two together. Like
I lost so many ranked points and like
I would just stop playing. I'd be like, I'm just cursed.
I'll be playing my friends too, so like they would get penalized for me leaving. So I was also like, oh, like my friends aren't gonna want to play with me anymore. Like
and you'd have to explain to your friends like, yeah, my parents like cooking potatoes.
Yeah, they would be like, what? Like, yeah, it's the potato. Sorry.
Yeah, like you can play with me, but there is a potato factor.
Just beware of the potato that might be cooked. So, and
like, yeah, this guy's a really good duo partner, except for
he's really good, but sometimes he just kicked off because his parents microwave potatoes at 10 p.m. I don't know. Maybe we should play with him.
Trait.
And they kick me from the group. And
you know that like, have you gotten the ad for like it's like Tinder for gaming partners?
Yeah, I used it actually.
What?
I downloaded that when I was playing Apex.
Did you like find people on there?
No.
Yeah, no.
It's bad.
I feel like the people go on there for like to find like e-girls and stuff.
Well, it's not meant for dating. It's for like finding.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure people do.
Oh yeah.
That. If like that was your bio and you're like potato factor.
Yeah, what's your potato factor?
Like, I'm a predator, but
where's your microwave located in your house? Is that going to be an issue for us? Or what? Yeah, but like, I tell somebody like when I match with them, and I'm like, "Hey, like I'm this rank and I play this character, but I should probably warn you, like
my PS4 is right above my microwave."
And they're like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "You know how when you like the potato like it's being cooked and it turns off your Wi-Fi?" Like, yeah, so sometimes that happens.
Always a potato.
He's like, "No, I don't know that. I think he just made that up."
Oh god,
Dude, I love Overwatch though, and I've been playing.
Overwatch 2 is great.
One of my favorites is McCree, because
So
you know why? Because he's a BAMF, and it says it on his belt. You know why he's a BAMF?
why?
Because he has a robot. First of all, he's a cowboy, but he has a robotic arm.
He does have a robotic arm, but
And I think robotic arms, no matter who you are, is instantly makes you sick. Like you could be Michael Cera, and if you had
Michael Cera doesn't need anything by
no, but like you know what
human.
You know what I'm saying? Like he could be his character in the movies that he plays, like a nerdy shy guy. But if he had a metal robotic arm, then I'm like, dang, that dude is. He's been through some stuff, and he has a tale to tell.
Okay, I get it. I'm 100% on board. Like I think that I Am Legend had like a robotic arm too.
Did he? I don't remember.
Something like that.
A lot of cool people have the robotic
Okay.
arms.
Yes, but these movies are like far in the future. Right now, robotic arms suck. Like they're just
Theoretically,
they can maybe grab an apple sometimes. Like,
well, you gotta have the budget for it.
so what if you're like a gagillionaire and like
Yeah, gajillionaire.
and you somehow lose your arm?
I would chop off my arm and put him and tell people. I would tell people I fought a shark in the ocean and won, and he just took my arm, and I'm like, yeah, now I have a metal arm, and I can. But it would be like a cool one, like if I
It'd be like a
attach
McCree
it.
arm. Like,
Yeah, like it'll have the fingers and everything. It won't just be like a little.
right, it
pincher.
wouldn't be like a plastic like.
So you're telling me like ignore the actual
I
like
think it'd be cool. So they'd be like jacks.
yeah like
Or
ignore the price or whatever. Like say like this was accessible.
Ignore everything about metal arms
Yeah.
and like think of these
Just like-
sci-fi arms.
No, but like think in real life if I had like a
You'd freak me out.
robust metal arm. You
You'd
think I'd
freak
just be an outcast?
I think it'd be weird.
You don't think it'd be
I don't
sick?
think it'd be that cool. It's like, you know how people, okay, perfect analogy. You know how people think it's like so sick whenever like they wear like their Kotsky outfits in public?
Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
That's not the same.
It's the same thing. It's like not as cool in real life.
So you're saying like
Like
me
I know
having a-
that's not pain.
yeah.
Like I know you're not Itachi. You probably stink.
Well, like this is the actual functionality of the characters that you see. Like, I might not be able to like shoot lasers out of it, but I can at least like have the novelty of like, because like it's
I
not
think
just
it's
the
not
fact
cool. I think it's not cool until you're able to shoot lasers out of it.
that. Well, I was thinking like I could, like, because you something that you said when I mentioned this to you is like, dude, like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, it's the technology's not even there to where you can like even use any
Right.
function. Well, I was like, well, maybe I could just have like a detachable like attachment, so I can put like a sword, I can put a blade, I could put like
But
a flashlight in there. Like I could just put anything I want. And
I honestly, David, I think
I would have a utility belt with like different things.
you would just put a camera on it, and I think that's the coolest thing that you could do.
I would just,
Because besides that, you're just like a regular human with a blade as an arm, and it's like not that cool.
and I can't really do anything with
Like
it.
you might like mess up and stab yourself with it sometimes, and like I just
Dude.
don't think. I think that you think it's way cooler than it is.
No, but you're so say you see somebody
Okay.
walking down the street.
Yeah, David, you could put these attachments on it, but then again, I could just grab any of these things and have them too. Like,
But it's cooler if it's attached.
but I can throw mine.
Well, you don't know what I can do with it.
That's
Maybe
true.
I can shoot it out.
I mean, David, it would be cool if your arm did something cool, like if it was like an espresso machine. You're not
Had
gonna
actual
you're not gonna
use.
turn into some like hero with it. Like
Why don't you? I just think if I saw somebody walking down the street and they had a metal, like, robotic arm, I'd be like, dang,
I'd be like,
that guy is cool. That guy's been through. You've
I
been
know
through
that guy
something.
would be through something. Yeah.
Yeah, like either you were
But I don't want to hear
born with that and you overcame that.
old metal fingers like stories. Like he probably drinks at McCracken's. Like,
Yeah, like the story behind it's like really shitty.
long, and he's constantly like caressing his beard with.
Yep, I had a disease. I had to take it off.
He's probably just a liar too.
No, I would definitely lie about it.
You would lie
I would
about
tell
it,
people
see?
I fought a bear or something. And then now I have a cool story. And
your whole
this
identity
prop
would just turn into
and my
a
entire
lie.
personality would just be, I would have a TikTok account and just answer Q&As about my middle arm. Be like, well, how'd you like get it? And what can it do? And I'll be like, well, here's my blade attachment if you want to see it real quick.
Yeah, you like live on a farm and shit. It's like really shitty. You have an Android and like.
Oh, I definitely have an Android if I have a metal arm.
Yeah, because you could probably sync it to the arm.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody like hacks. People were like hacking my arm.
If someone hacked into your arm,
and they make me like flick people off against my will, and I'm like, damn it, not again. I'm just like,
oh.
But I think, well, yeah, I think that's just another debate that I've won that we've had. I think I'm like over.
Where I just think about the logistics of it, and you're
yeah, and
thinking
then
about
I just
being like some Marvel character. Like,
that has happened a lot actually. Well, I think there's more things that we could debate about.
okay, here's where this plan backfires for you.
Oh God. What?
Say you are on an airplane, right? Somehow they let you on the plane with a metal arm. You like opening the window, your arm's gonna overheat. Like all the sunlight on the arm will just make it super hot. Like there's gonna be like, it's like whenever you look at it, it's gonna be like sizzling off of it. Like
and I accidentally touch the person next to me and just like, burn them. Well, that's a very niche scenario that I could overcome.
Another debate.
Well, I feel like I still won, but it was after. You can't really bring up points after the debate's over.
Okay.
Because I have
Fair.
So I'm gonna pull up this random topic generator.
Okay.
And we're gonna just do a couple of debates, and we can let the people decide who win these. Maybe we'll do.
Let's do two. Let's do two. Let's do one where you're for the first one and I'm against the first one, and the second one I'll be for it.
Okay, so I'm for hobbies, and you're against hobbies.
Hobbies. Okay.
So you want to start off for me?
I think I need to hear your pitch of hobbies first.
Well, I think hobbies are essential for human development. I think hobbies are what keep you sane. Like you're not always going to be able to do what you love with your job, so you need a hobby like this podcast. Some video games, skateboarding. You need something to get your mind off of the mundane, the stresses of life, and to put your time into something that benefits you. So, what do you?
That's a very fair argument for hobbies. I am against hobbies.
Okay.
Because I think that escaping your real life can overcome you, and eventually, like, it'll be taking up too much time. Like, you're spending too much money on your hobby, not enough time on your family. Like, not enough money on your family. Like, hobbies are a very, very dangerous thing. Like, Funko Pops are hobbies. Bro, I've seen a dude be eaten alive by Funko Pops. Like, he had to sell his house because he had so many Funko Pops. And he thought that it was going to be like, it's like the Beanie Baby effect. Like, he thought it was going to be worth all this money, but now he's just stuck with a bunch of malt figurines. And
well, I don't think that is a negative thing about hobbies and stuff. I just think that's something negative about humans. Like, so I think it's separate. I think the hobby is good.
I think that
people
humans take their hobbies too far.
Well, that has nothing to do with actual hobbies, because hobbies as itself is a good thing, which I am for. So you're just criticizing human nature.
I'm against it because I think that you should go to work, pay your taxes, and be a family man and watch the news.
You can't be a family man and
no hobbies. No.
So you can't throw the ball around with your family, and you can bring your hobbies
That's
into
family
your family
time.
Yeah, so hobbies.
I don't know. I think a hobby is something that you do on your own time for personal enjoyment. And I think hobbies are a selfish thing.
Okay.
That's why I'm against hobbies.
Our society would crumble and we'd go insane and die.
You don't think that we're already doing that?
Scoreboard.
With hobbies?
Can we put the scoreboard up? Ding! David 1, Gabe 0.
All right, man. Well, let's see what you're against.
All right,
it's like,
so
Jesus Christ.
Am I going to start this
like
one off?
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, I am against swimming.
Swimming?
Okay.
I am for swimming because it's one of the key survival tools. It's fun.
Not really.
It's one of the best exercises on this planet. You can burn thousands of calories and make it in short time and feel like you've done nothing. And I also think that it's one of the greatest sports. It's given us one of the best memes in Michael Phelps. And I think without swimming, we'd be landlocked. Like we would just be on land all the time. It wouldn't be good.
There's no need for you to swim unless your life, unless you're thrown into a life-threatening situation. With that case,
which happens,
that's your fault for putting yourself in there's so many places for you to be with just land. You don't need to swim ever. We're not aquatic creatures. We don't need swimming. We're just.
I think that you're
landlocked is not the right term because we're just land creatures. Like that's like saying, "Oh, we're oxygen locked."
But it's the same thing with hobbies. It's nice to go and do, though.
You're against hobbies.
I'm using your argument against you.
Okay.
It's something to go and relax and do and have fun and get good exercise in, and also like the swimming is like say I messed up in David's terms and I got too close to the drink and I accidentally fell in. Like, oh, now I can't swim. Like, now I'm just dead. Like, you think someone just deserves to die because they make a mistake?
Well, I mean, if you know how to swim, like that's fine. Like maybe, yeah, you should know how to swim.
No,
I don't think swimming as a whole is just something that's good. Like you don't need swimming. Like the only things I'll give you is like, yeah, if it's hot out and you want to go for a swim or whatever. Which in that case, there's so many other solutions to things that swimming, like quote unquote, are good for. Like to cool off. Like there's so many different ways to cool off. You can still be wet. You don't need to swim to like cool off. You don't there's other ways for exercise. If you're talking about exercise, like there's so many different things like you can do on Earth. You don't need to swim and be around sharks and all these dangerous things. You don't even know what's down in the ocean or wherever you're swimming in. Pee in the pool. Swimming gives you nothing good.
All right. Well,
scoreboard.
I think you beat me in that. I don't know how I didn't defend swimming.
I actually love swimming. That's like one of my favorite things. I'm like such a frog, like being.
I'm such a frog. I'm literally a frog right now.
Breaststroke is like I was on the swim team. And I was like notorious for your breaststroke? My long and stout breaststroke.
Long and stout is, those do not go together.
I would go like across the entire pool in like 4 strokes.
Shut up.
Well, it was a kiddie pool, but that's besides the point. All right, so
that's for.
I will be for cities. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think cities, like right now we're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just mundane. Like it feels like nothing's going on. You feel like it's just like depressing because this is like there's no citizens, there's no life, and it's just like I think cities are like what brings life to like our world. I think it's like having like a city, like nightlife, like restaurants, businesses, people, like things to do, brings people together. I think cities are needed, and they bring people together, and it brings a better living situation.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah.
I think that cities are terrible for the earth. The most pollution, the most they emit like terrible chemicals into the air. Like
we're talking about cars and factories.
No, I'm talking which are in cities.
Well, that's not the cities themselves.
How are you? I let you do your thing. Okay.
Okay.
And you say that there's no citizens. I think that people are forced to live in the cities because they're all stacked on top of each other. No one's comfortable. No one has a backyard. No one has a front yard to have a dog. I know you love dogs. A dog, you can't live with a dog in the city. Like, you can't have a pit bull in a high rise. Like, I think that everything's super expensive. I think I think it's terrible for the economy to have city prices and country prices. Like, also out here, fresh air. Ever heard of that? Ever heard of fresh air? Ever heard of open fields,
I have definitely heard of that.
Dude, it's so much better living out here than in the city, dude. Yes, you're super close to everything in the city, but you know what else you're super close to? Murder. Crime. Like, the cities are unsafe as fuck, dude. Imagine you're a woman, bro. You gonna walk through Atlanta? You gonna walk through Atlanta? You're gonna walk through Atlanta as a woman? Good luck, bro. Dude, if you were a woman, bro, and I dropped you off in North Atlanta and said, all right, I'm going to pick you up on the South Side, you're not making it to my car. I'll tell you that right now. Too many things to prey on. Like, too many dangerous people to hide in the wide open. Like, it's I think
everything that's good has its equivalent risk of bad. So I think it's like a high risk, high reward. You get the nice things. All right, I lost.
It's super expensive. Everything's too damn expensive in the city.
I didn't know where to take.
Good luck having a car there too. You're gonna get your windshield shattered.
I mean, I don't want not. You're
gonna get your windshield shattered for the Altoids in your fucking in your glove compartment.
I don't not want to have cities because like I think it would be kind of boring if we just everything was just. I think it's
city.
Good to have the rural.
Yeah.
And I like living outside of the city, so I'm close to it and have the option. But yeah, I didn't know where to take that. I was just like pulling stuff out of my. I can't believe you pulled the women card on me. The women's safety.
I had to get on the scoreboard.
All right, do you want to?
I'm done.
You're done? Okay.
I can't do debates anymore, dude.
Dude, it hurts.
I'm tired. What time is it?
It's 3:10 a.m.
Nice.
So we're gonna close off this episode. This is episode 12 of the Epic Show. Stay tuned for episodes every Monday. If you haven't gave us a 5-star, go ahead and
we're yearning for it. We're yearning for it.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We need 5-star.
YouTube, subscribe.
Or else you're just communicating that you hate us. So if you don't hate us, please give us 5 stars, some likes, some subscriptions, all the 9 yards. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Stay epic.